I thought you guys might appreciate this non-AI video with no crazy thumbnail from someone who isn't trying to build a YouTube channel, who doesn't care how many people subscribe, who is just making a random video, no reason at all. So this is my probably 15, 17, maybe even 18-year-old Igloo cooler. This is just a 12-volt Igloo cooler, plugs into your cigarette lighter, and it is model Iceless. 12 volts, 4.6 amps. Yeah. So I thought I'd show you the insides of it, and how this thing works. This is a cooler. It works really good, actually. It works phenomenally well. Okay, and you see it's a pretty good size cooler. Right, there's the whole thing. All right. So this works, the cooling system works on a Peltier module. You can't really see the Peltier model. The Peltier module is underneath this heatsink, between this heatsink, which is the hot side, and that heatsink, which is the cold side. So what a Peltier module is, it's a flat wafer with two wires coming out of it. It's a solid state device which, when you supply it DC voltage, it cools one side and heats the other. Of course, the conservation of energy, it just transfers heat, it just removes heat from one side and transfers it to the other side. So one side, the hot side, you need to cool down. And the cool side, of course, goes into the cooler, keeps that cold, and you have foam here insulating that. And you see this cover, okay, this cover, vented and vented, okay. The cover simply goes on like this, right? And you see the heat side pulling air from here, blowing it across here, and evacuating it. A Peltier module, the cooler you keep the hot side, the colder the cold side is. Repeat. The more heat you can remove from the hot side, the cooler the cold side is. All right. So you see here, there's a good sized fan blowing through here. This looks like some kind of a temperature sensor. I'm guessing if the heat sink gets too hot, then it'll shut it off. That's what I'm guessing. And you see the fan here also runs the cold side. Okay, and that helps us circulate air throughout. You can see that there's the only moving part is the fan, okay, and creates a nice cooling effect. You see, now you may ask yourself, well, why doesn't my fridge run on a Peltier module? Why don't I have like my vehicle's AC system running on Peltier? Number one, they're highly inefficient. For the amount of electricity it takes to run a Peltier module, you don't get a lot of cooling. So fridges, freezers, and your AC system in your car works off a compressor module, a compressor system where you compress refrigerant into a liquid. That refrigerant goes through a condenser to cool down, and then that liquid refrigerant goes into some kind of a orifice tube or a restriction, and then is allowed to expand into the evaporator And of course, expanding gases removes heat, and that's how it creates cooling. It's much more efficient than this. But the advantage of a Peltier module, you can see, is it's tiny, really small, right? And very inexpensive. There's no compressor, there's no refrigerant gas to leak, there's no lines to break, there's no condenser, no evaporator, no orifice tube, no accumulator, none of that stuff. So anyways, just for fun, I thought I'd show you. Let's take this and measure how hot the hot side is. Okay, so I'm measuring 35 degrees Celsius on the hot side. Okay, so I just flipped it up. Okay, so I just flipped it upside down. Let's measure the cold side. Oh wow, so I'm measuring 14.5 Celsius on the cold side. So a good 20 degrees Celsius between the hot side and the cool side of the Peltier module. That's pretty decent. Now, it says here it's a 4.6 amp draw. Let's see what that looks like. So look at this crazy battery setup I have going here. I had this simulating, so if the car was running, I would be getting maybe 13 or 14 volts. I have a battery charger on to simulate that. And I'm measuring a draw of 5 amps at 14.5 volts. I'm thinking that if I were at 12.6 volts, it would draw less amperage, probably down to 4.6 amps. So the reason I have this apart is because the when I bought this cooler, it came with a 12 volt 10 amp power supply, which broke a long time ago. And of course it had a cable that you could plug in here that I lost the cable a long time ago, of course. Anything that isn't attached to it, I'm going to lose. And you see what I did here is I kind of hot glued in the wiring. Okay, hot glued it here, and I just soldered the wires to. I soldered the power and the ground wires to, just some wire here, and I think I'm gonna find some kind of a wiring harness to attach it to, or maybe a 12 volt socket or something. I actually don't like 12 volt sockets because they get loose and they're crap basically. So I'm thinking like a proper wiring harness is what I need. So anyways, you can see here that there's screws along the outside here, okay, all on the outside to remove the cover. And those screws are located in the cover here. Goes in the cover here, just around like that. And of course when I took it apart, because of the air passing through here to cool the hot side of the Peltier module, and that is warm to the touch. Okay, this is all clogged with dust, so I just brushed it all out, blew it all out, and I should get some more efficient cooling. But yeah, that's it. So it's a great little cooler, really great little cooler. And served me well. And in my what I do with it when I go for road trips with my Duramax, I have a crew cab short box. It sits in the back seat between the rear passenger and the rear driver seat, and just sits there really nicely. And yeah, and we can grab a cold drink anytime during a road trip. Just a great little cooler. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe. No, just kidding. I couldn't tell you how much I don't care if you subscribe or not. Just have a great day.